Have you heard about Arbor Day? Do you know what it means and why it's so important? I am joined by Kathy Reimer. She is a water conservation coordinator, and she has some really interesting facts about Arbor Day. And you are here to tell us also about April being Water Awareness Month. Great to see you.
It's wonderful to be here.
When is Arbor Day? Arbor
Day is this Friday, and it's always the last Friday in April. And it's a day set aside to emphasize the importance of trees across the nation.
And it's one of those things, it's great to see kids talking about this, because it's really big in the schools when kids start learning about the trees, especially trees here in Arizona. Trees are our greatest landscape, and it's so important that you tell us about the top 5 trees when it comes to our weather here in Arizona and what we should be planting.
There are lots of great desert adapted trees, but the top 5 that we picked out today, the first one is the desert willow, which has wonderful tubular pink flowers that attract hummingbirds.
Oh,
yes,
those
and
are
it's
beautiful.
Yes, and it's slightly fragrant. The next tree is the Palo Verde, which is our state tree, and of course this time of year it's covered with wonderful yellow flowers. And the next tree is the desert ironwood, and it's only found in the Sonoran Desert, so it makes it a very iconic tree for our region. It blooms about the 1st of May with beautiful sort of sweet pea colored lilac flowers.
They are so beautiful, aren't they? Oh,
yes.
A lot of the trees here are gorgeous. You wouldn't think, everyone assumes it's cactus, but it's beautiful.
And it makes a wonderful wildlife tree too. Birds love to nest in it.
Okay.
The next tree is the cascalote. It has a strange name, but it's a fall flowering tree, so that's a little different. Most trees flower in the spring. This one blooms in the fall with yellow flowers that are slightly scented, and they attract hummingbirds as well. And the last tree is great for small spaces because it fits into those tight, narrow areas where you need a tree, but there just might not be enough room. And it's called the Palo Blanco. And I noticed you have some here on the patio.
Yeah, and I was looking at this one too with the yellowing when you were saying that. And we do have a lot of beautiful blooming type trees out here. So we have a nice courtyard. And you have more desert options, more desert tree options on Pinterest, on your Pinterest board.
On the Water Use It Wisely Pinterest board, yes, there are a number of other trees that people can take a look at to pick out the one they want for their landscape.
And I know it's so important, and you really stress this, that watering correctly and properly is so vital. And you guys actually have a free watering guide that folks can get their hands on.
Yes, Water Use It Wisely has a landscape watering guide, right, and it's online on their website, but I brought one today to show you the location for watering trees. A lot of times trees get watered right at the base of the trunk, but it's better if they're watered at the edge of the branches, so where the little blue dots are.
That is so helpful, because as you are landscaping and as you're thinking about maybe changing out some different trees in your yard, this is going to be vital to get and understand what makes a tree flourish, because not every tree needs a lot of watering, I'm sure.
They do need water deeply, but infrequently, and at the right location. So this guide is going to be perfect.
And we can get that online?
It's online, yes. And we also have a page that will show you how much to water depending on the size of the tree. So this chart, it's a table depending on the width of the canopy, shows you approximately how much water to apply.
You've taken all the guesswork out of it.
Exactly, yes. It makes it pretty easy.
Oh, I love it. Now, what about where you live in the valley? Is that really important too? Like if you're on South Mountainside, or if you're in North Scottsdale, does it matter?
This guide is primarily for the low desert. So the Phoenix, the Tucson region, areas where we have the low desert. And the watering is pretty much the same all over. There might be slight changes depending on your soil type, but this is a general guideline.
This is so great and so helpful, and all of this is done for us. You can keep flipping.
I was going to say, on the last page, there's a table that shows you how often to water, depending on the season and what kind of plants you have.
And look at that, it breaks it down. Trees, shrubs. I love that.
And whether they're desert adapted, like the ones we showed, or whether they need a little more water.
So if you need to get a landscape watering guide, it's free. It's online. You can go pick it up. And Arbor Day, what are you doing special for Arbor Day?
I haven't really made plans yet.
Oh, well, there's a lot of folks out there who do plan on Arbor Day. That's something that's really special, and a lot of folks, I know it's become a tradition for them.
Yes, and like you mentioned earlier, it's great to involve children.
That's
fantastic. There's a saying that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best time is now.
I love it. I love it. Well, if you would like more information for, if you want to get your hands on that free online landscape guide, it's Landscaping by Numbers Watering Guide. Visit waterusitwisely.com. And if you would like to share your favorite photo showing Arizona's natural water, you will be automatically entered to win a houseboat vacation on Lake Powell. For details, all you have to do is visit abc15.com/water.